Jai Hind to all and wishing each one of you a happy Vaisakhi and may Goddess Saraswati also blesses you with sharp intellect, focused mind and unwavering determination. Happy Saraswati Puja to each one of you. I'm certainly not at my base location and that's how a little inconsistency. However, today's video is going to be interesting on China's tech power and war of ChatGPT and China's AI hubs. So stay tuned till end. Now, China keeps pace with or possesses the technological edge. China is increasingly a technology leader rather than a follower and more than capable of innovation. I know you might get annoyed, furious with all the negative comments emerging in your minds, but never underestimate your enemy is our first learning as a military officer. And by the way, I'm just not at all fond of Chinese food. I and nor in and even in my personal capacity, I have consciously avoided purchasing Chinese good for many years. Now, certain products like smartphones and other essentials are sometimes unavoidable, and we are just bearing with it. Now, coming back to today's video, now this update is on how much the world should worry about China tech and innovation. While the US continues to lead in most areas of emerging technology, China has become a close competitor in fields like robotics and AI and has taken lead even in electric vehicles, EVs, and batteries, nuclear energy also. Now, any complacency about US technological leadership, whether in Washington or among its allies, it could result in missed opportunities to secure its long term position and maintain global relevance of key technology players like Germany, Japan, South Korea, and even UK. Now, just as Britain surged ahead during the first industrial revolution and US surpassed Britain with the rise of electricity, mass production, and later dominance in the digital age, Xi Jinping aims for China to leverage emerging technologies to outpace US. Now, Beijing's long term development strategy centers of technology. It seeks to have harness what it calls new quality productive forces, emerging technologies such as AI and robotics to enhance productivity while remaining a major manufacturing power, bringing about a fourth industrial revolution. Now, China has identified gaps, forced itself, and being adaptive to the pace of USA. That is an ideal strategy for a sustenance in business and in industry. EVs and lithium batteries are a prime example of where China has concentrated resources on an emerging sector to achieve dominance of supply chain and leadership of the technology. Now, it has pursued such goals through close cooperation between state and industry, backed up by a rapidly increasing spending on research and development. And that's an imminent truth, and we all know that. To gain an edge in emerging technologies, China is strategically focusing on areas where no clear leader has yet emerged. By doing so, it positions itself to set technical standards and shape global governance for the next wave of innovation. Now, Beijing is doubling down on AI hubs and even in green technology partnerships in the global south, often without serious US competition, making Chinese technology the default choice in many regions. Now, when it comes to AI, practical deployment often matters more than just cutting edge breakthroughs. The US has a strong foundation here, but China is rapidly scaling up real world implementation. And in a long term geopolitical and economic race, China holds some key advantages. Critical minerals dominance. Now, China controls much of the global processing of minerals essentials for emerging technologies. Then, when we talk about manufacturing powerhouse, accounting for nearly 30% of global output, China produces almost twice as much as US. AI and robotics integration. By optimizing logistics and production, China is reinforcing its manufacturing lead. Then, when we take energy leadership with strong positions in renewables, commercial nuclear power, and even nuclear fusion, China is gaining influence over global energy security just as US under Trump shifts back to fossil fuels. Now, combine this with massive scale manufacturing, increasingly optimized by AI and robotics, and you get a powerful feedback loop, one that drives even greater productivity and growth. Now, China is not just competing, it's creating the conditions to leap ahead. Now, the question is how will US and its allies respond? But before that, China still faces significant obstacles to achieving technological dominance. But underestimating its progress would be a mistake. With the resources and strategies, Beijing has at its disposal multiple future scenarios are possible. At the very least, China is on the track for long-term peer competition with US while surpass all other rivals. Now the real concern is that China could secure a technological edge comparable to Britain's dominance during the Industrial Revolution. In the most extreme cases, it could even surpass the US at an accelerated pace. With this may not be the most likely outcome today without a major shift in US investment in manufacturing and long-term energy strategy. It is becoming an increasingly real possibility. Now, what should be the response of US? To stay competitive with China, US must focus on matching China's combination of strategic advantages rather than relying solely or on breakthroughs in individual technologies. Now, major investments in AI, such as Trump's 500 billion US dollars Stargate initiative, are step in right direction. However, America's lack of manufacturing capacity remains a critical weakness. Meanwhile, any short-term economic boost from Trump's push for fossil fuel comes at a cost, falling behind in shaping the energy technologies of the future. Now, this is especially risky given that AI and quantum computing are incredibly energy intensive industries. If US fails to secure leadership in next generation energy, it risks undermining its long-term technological edge. Now, how should US allies and even India respond to this? Adapt, invest, and stay competitive. The challenge for US allies and key players like India is not about directly matching China's rise in every sector. Instead, it's about adapting to the shifting landscape while securing long-term relevance. A crucial strategy here is strategic indispensability, a concept from Japan that emphasizes developing unique technological strengths to maintain global influence and competitive advantage in the industry. Nations must double down on areas where they already excel, using targeted investments, state subsidies, and preferential policies to strengthen sovereign and allied industries. But adaptation alone isn't enough. Collaboration is the key. Allies should also pool resources in R&D and manufacturing, prioritizing breakthrough fields like even nuclear fusion and quantum computing, where a qualitative edge can reshape a global competition. Now, where does India fit in all this gambit? For India, this is definitely an opportunity to carve out a leadership role in semiconductors, AI, renewable energy, and space tech, areas where it has both talent and momentum. India's push for self reliance, Atmanirbhar Bharat, aligns perfectly with this approach. However, to truly compete, India must step up its investment in deep tech, strengthen global partnership, and ensure its industrial base can scale rapidly. Most importantly, US allies, including India, should chart their own path as US China competition intensifies, relying too much on either superpower risks limiting strategic autonomy. Instead, nations should work together to ensure long term independent competitiveness and even adaptability. The world is shifting. Will India and its allies step up to shape the future? In the era of global capitalism, how will AI play its role? Do let us know what do you think in this regard and share your views in our comment section. And don't forget to subscribe our channel and share the video. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.